All right, let's talk about RDI, resource development and installation. So, this is another phase two intervention that you can incorporate into stabilization work. It really focuses on strengthening a client's internal resources so that they can safely manage the demands of trauma processing. It's really designed to help clients expand their adaptive memory networks, which is very helpful for survivors of complex or chronic developmental trauma because these folks often lack blueprints for safety, trust, or self regulation because their early environments did not provide consistent emotional attunement or protection. So, in a nutshell, RDI helps with affect regulation, it helps with internal state shifting. That's really what we're trying to do in all of this phase two work with clients is help them practice internal state shifting, state change before trait change. And we're trying to help them move from distress to calm, essentially widening their window of tolerance so they can bring that into the reprocessing work. We're preparing them for reprocessing. We're using these kinds of resources for clients so that they have sufficient coping resources before they start to do the trauma work. And then RDI is also it's another really great tool to use during the closure phase of EMDR. So when you are wrapping up a session, sometimes I'll ask the client like what would be helpful to you right now as we're getting ready to transition out of our session, like would you like to access a resource right now? Sometimes they want to do calm plays, sometimes they might use the RDI and access a mastery resource or a symbolic resource. So it can be really helpful with that. So RDI helps to identify with the client what is already adaptive within them. Okay. And when that's not available to them, when it's not accessible, what's already adaptive within them, we try to build it symbolically with them. And clients are then guided to identify resources across three domains. So, mastery, relational, symbolic. Okay. So, a mastery resource is a resource that evokes a sense of agency or competence. And that might come from a real experience. And some examples of mastery resources with clients might include like a memory of a personal achievement. No matter how small, it might be like a memory of putting together a piece of furniture that they got from IKEA or being able to pay a bill. It might be something bigger, like it might be the time when they ran a marathon or when they got a promotion or something relational, like I was able to assert a boundary in a relationship and I really struggle with that. So it's a memory. A mastery resource is essentially a memory of a time when they embodied the resource that they feel like they need now.